So there's a few different reasons behind this. First of all, there was a company called Kiva Systems, and that was acquired by Amazon. And when that happened, it really created a sort of vacuum, a technology vacuum within the industry. And what we saw was a number of startups emerge to sort of fill that gap. And since that's happened, we've got dozens of companies offering similar products to Kiva and also some slightly different approaches. The other reasons driving it are some of the underlying drivers of growth in the industry affecting automation for warehouses, which is the proliferation of e-commerce, the sort of changing buying habits of consumers, the sort of increasing return rates that we're having, and then also the labour shortages and increasing labour wages that we're seeing is really forcing retailers and third-party logistics providers to use automation for order fulfillment, and specifically using mobile robots. And then the third factor really is the fact that this technology is proven now. We've got hundreds of thousands of these robots installed by Amazon. We've also got all the other companies that are supplying these have been going through years of piloting and testing, and we're seeing that technology is now proven, and other companies are now jumping into the industry to purchase mobile robots and even bypassing that piloting stage. It is partly, yes. We've seen some considerable investment into AMR companies in the last 12 months. So companies like Grey Orange and Geek Plus raising hundreds of millions of dollars, and part of that is due to the fact that the industry is set for very rapid growth and has very high potential. The other reason that they're raising a lot of money is they're actually burning through quite a bit of cash right now. Partly because of the business model that some of these companies are employing, and what they're doing is using a RaaS model, robot as a service, or some kind of leasing model where they are obviously building thousands of robots and shipping these to customers, installing with the customers, but they're not necessarily generating revenue from day one. The revenue is being sort of pushed out down the road on a monthly basis and so on, and that's becoming quite capitally intensive for those vendors, even though it is very attractive for the end customer because they're having to spend very little capital to employ the robots. Yeah, so there's a few different types of mobile robots that are being used in order fulfillment. There's goods to person, which is the sort of Kiva-like approach. There's person to goods, companies like Locus and Six River. Then you've got mobile piece picking or box picking from companies like Envia and so on. And then there's also sortation robots for parcel sortation. And all of them are set to grow very, very quickly. They're all experiencing high demand right now. I would say that the goods to person is somewhat ahead of the rest of the technologies, partly because of the fact that that's the approach that Amazon utilizes, and it's a sort of a proven technology. But it's not always the most appropriate technology for all customers, and it really depends on things like the company type, the customer type, the SKU count, the throughput that they have, the type of business model that they're involved in. So, for example, a third-party logistics provider tends to work on quite short contracts and so on, and also pretty slim margins. And so, installing a good-to-person solution is perhaps not always the most suitable for them. So the report covers both AGVs and AMRs. It's a report that we publish every year, and it includes information on about 100 different companies around the world. So there's a lot of mobile robot companies, and we've interviewed about 60 of these over the last 6 months, collected a lot of information from them, and we forecast the industry in both manufacturing environments and also logistics environments.